Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hey, listen, today's episode is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus gives you total control to watch anything, anytime, anywhere. Watch classic shows or all your current favorites. Act now and get a cool special deal just for TMOS listeners. An absolutely free extended trial of Hulu Plus. Just go to huluplus.com/TMOS. Remember, that's huluplus.com/TMOS. And now, the show.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, it's the door.
Well, now you know. Hello? Well, now you know. This is Ed Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here we are.
Hi, Ed.
Very excited right now. What the hell is wrong with this microphone?
How you doing, Ed?
Hi, Rob.
Just a second. Oscar, do you have any idea who this is?
No.
Okay.
Right after the Maori Fire Eaters, the aerial photographs of Kate Smith, and the waltzing mice, this is Ed Sullivan.
Any idea?
Ed Sullivan Theater.
Ed Sullivan Theater.
Okay, but
now.
what does that mean?
That means it's where David Letterman does a show.
But what does it mean?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, there was a television show. It was only on for about 70 years.
The Ed Sullivan Show. I was the first one to debut the Beatles.
1949 to 1972, Ed?
And the Beatles somewhere in the 60s.
That's right, and you also brought us Elvis.
Topo Gigio.
Right, and you were one of
Senor, what is it?
Wences.
Senor Wences.
And the Harlem Shake?
No. Rodney Dangerfield. Joan Rivers.
Any twerking on your show?
David Fry.
Oh, you love the impressionist
Fabulous
David Fry.
impressionist. Now, a wonderful comedian. Please welcome Frank Gorshin.
Now, what you loved about Frank Gorshin is
Yes.
he would turn around before he changed voices.
But the name of this segment on the Mike O'Mara Show
Yes?
is Classic Impression Corner.
Oh, you're going to do some of the old ones.
No, you're going to call out the old ones, and I'll go out the door and come back in.
Oh, I love this.
Well, now you know. Please, ladies and gentlemen, sit back on the Mike O'Mara Show and enjoy Classic Impression Corner.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye.
There goes Ed. So Ed was just introducing the classic impression.
Interesting.
And
I
I will
like this.
start this one with an old favorite, Kirk Douglas.
Oh, God.
Yes, Kirk Douglas. Yes. Do you want... I don't know how to do Kirk Douglas as a fry cook. Who ordered chicken nuggets?
That was Kirk. Come on, give it up. It doesn't get much better than that.
Arnold.
That is not a classic impression. That is something I've done forever on the
Yeah,
show.
it's not so much.
That would fall Santana, Zeballos. That would fall into the contemporary corner, even though I'm old. Goodbye.
John F. Kennedy.
I promise in this decade to go to the moon and back. I will climb on Marilyn Monroe as many times as is humanly possible.
You see, Oscar, what you need to do is you need to think black and white.
Okay. Gallagher.
Boo.
What I'm going to do here is smash these pumpkins. I mean watermelons.
James Mason.
Greetings. It's great to be with you. I noticed the Mike O'Mara Show is selling tickets to a live performance.
Would you ever come?
I would love to get VIP seating.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all sold out.
Oh, I understand that minions are bitching. I say stand.
Stand?
Stand. It will help your waistline if you stand during the performance.
All right, Oscar, think black and white.
The Grace Man.
Hey, Pony Boy. Hey, we have so many. Is it all you Grease Man show?
Hey, Grease.
I'm doing my morning show at night.
Grease, you're not doing any show anytime. Oscar, you're going to love this one because it's timely. Bing Crosby.
Oranges are different, Nathaniel, just like Hope and Crosby.
You ever beat your kids?
Come, they told me. Who's this David Bowie fag?
Wow. Didn't expect this. Think old, Oscar. Classic impressions.
Ben the Janitor.
Well, hi, Oscar.
Hi, Ben.
I got the bathroom clean just for you, and I've got $6 million in stocks and bonds. I've been stealing.
He's been stealing. Classic old impressions that we're doing here. Bob Hope. If we did Crosby, got to do Bob Hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, the AP All-American football team.
Hey, did you ever bone Lamore?
Yeah.
Don't do Lamore?
Let me tell you something right now. William Refrigerator Perry is such a big guy,
How big is he?
and he jumps on the ground and causes an earthquake. How's that for a crappy joke?
It's pretty bad.
Wow.
Oscar, I need you to focus and think classic impressions.
Jack can't cook.
Pretty good.
Oh, well, by God. I just want to say the Washington Bloody Redskins will not win a Super Bowl while that little gnome of a man is in charge. Daniel Snyder is not fit to lick the dew off my large screw.
I don't know what he was going to
Rolled out.
say.
There, he's rolled out.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, hi, Rob.
I'm glad you're here. Are you enjoying Classic Impression Corner?
Working my ass off, Rob. How
Do you have
doing?
any requests?
No.
Okay, how about Peter Lorre?
Yes, I noticed when I came through the door. I came through the doorway, and I noticed there was an old home in the middle of Manassas that had a spooky quality towards it. And there's a cistern in the basement that has ghosts and goblins, and there's a pathway to hell.
Do you know what that cistern is full of?
What's it full of?
Boo Berry cereal.
Boo Berry! Not to be confused with Count Chocula.
Oscar. Cheer up, buddy.
Michael Jackson.
What? It's horrible.
Think harder.
Oh, you know what? He shut the door on you.
I know.
Pony can join in.
Pony's
Okay,
got
Pony. Can I have Vincent Price?
Wow.
Deep pits.
Oh, wow.
The slime. I noticed the slime of the pit in the pendulum.
Wow.
I'm known as one of the world's most prolific horror performers, but now, yes.
Do you like chicks or dudes?
What a good pull by Pony Boy. So long, Pony.
You know, this one, before we do this, I have something. I listened to a little bit of the Washington Redskins on the radio this weekend, and with the new broadcast team, Sonny Jurgensen is still there, but he seems far away. Is Sonny one of your classic impressions?
Hello, Rob. How are you? I'm Sonny Jurgensen.
What's with your mic technique?
I don't know. They're 0-3. I need a hot dog. I need a hot dog and a big fat cigar. Two more.
Two more, Oscar. You go with one.
Frank Sinatra.
Hi. Cool. You guys doing all right? It's great to be here. Great to be back in Manassas. What a great joint. This toddling town. Hey, baby, I'm going to hit you in the skull with an ashtray. What do you think of that?
And you know what? For our final classic impression, Oscar inspired me. He's never seen a 3D movie. Sammy Davis Jr.
Who can make the sunrise, sprinkle it with dew? And then later in my life,
Yes. Oh, late old Sammy.
when I had rather severe throat problems, the only thing ladies and gentlemen, the only thing I was able to get out was, Alcibiades, can you get me a glass of water, please?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
All right, it's time for another kooky, crazy call.
Another kooky, crazy call is a copyrighted feature.
And this time, we're calling a pet store. And I'm going to disguise my voice and attempt to purchase 10 parakeets. Let's see what happens.
Hello, House of Pets.
Yes. Do you sell parakeets there?
Yes, we do.
Excuse me. How many do you have?
I think we have 7 or 8 at the present time.
Well, I'm going to need 10.
Well, we have another store in the area, and I'm sure we could get 2 more from them.
I see. In other words, you'd have to go to another store then, huh?
Yes, we would.
Okay, well, let me think about it, and I'll get back to you later.
All right. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
Ooh, I like this. What's this?
Oh, this is Maurice and the Time doing the bird.
Man, I knew it was my era.
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
good stuff.
I liked this.
Because
yeah.
he was talking parakeets. What? If he talks parakeets, we play the bird.
Would you ever hear my, now, it's been Impressionist Wednesday here.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear my Morris Day?
Yes.
Jerome. Anyway.
I love the one-word impressions.
Thank you. Live from Studio 1K in the Fighterplex Broadcast Center, this is the Mike O'Mara Show, downloaded worldwide over 20 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com and the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa.
You know, without piling on the praise too heavy, not blowing smoke, I shall never forget Far Away Sonny Jurgensen.
Thank you.
A classic.
Well, you know what's fun is look, you can talk about doing impressions all you want. That bit when I tell you guys, oh, I'm just going to do some classic impressions. That's the show prep that we did for that. I told you guys it's all on you.
Well, you know what?
Suddenly you guys are doing what I have to do normally, which is think of which ones I'm going to do, and that is not easy
be perfectly honest.
Especially an Oscar. Classic impressions. Oscar doesn't have a classical frame of reference.
To be perfectly honest, I have to correct you. The prep you gave us was, I've got something planned for the vignette. Follow me.
Follow along.
Follow me. Yeah.
The hard part is you. I just open the door and do whatever you ask me to do.
And the answer, Oscar, what you were looking for, the voice you were trying to remember was engineer Tony Diggs.
That was my go-to. I got locked in. I said, Bakari Lamont.
Now, better late than never.
Oh, is he coming in? Tony, come on in, buddy.
Thank you. Today's show.
You know, I could play actually his favorite song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lean on Me.
Rob used to do a physical impression of him. This is Rob doing him walking into the studio every time.
I was
What's wrong?
with that once or twice.
That's the best. Today's show is brought to you by our good friends at Vistaprint, and we, I'm getting. What did I get yesterday? A guy took a picture of his two daughters and had them on the back of his iPhone case.
So cool.
We're not talking about that now. We're talking about those 250 premium business cards.
Put your daughters on your business card.
Yeah, put your family members on there or anything you want to do because they will help your business. And for a limited time only, they're offering 250 premium business cards for only $10. That includes shipping. What a great deal. And if you ever need to order more, they have quantities up to 5,000 business cards.
That's true.
So this is for, not only small business owners, but if you've got a huge operation where you want to send out, custom business cards.
You mean if you've got a big outfit?
Yeah, if you got a huge outfit.
Like GM?
If you're running with that kind of crowd.
Sure.
And the Andy Parks crowd.
Sure. Well, he's got a great outfit, although it's not on the radio anymore.
So let's say you've got a business that is sales-oriented, where you've got a fleet of salespeople, and you think to really help them out, to give them something that would really make their day, you can give them all custom business
You know
cards.
what we like to call that, Mike? A door opener.
There you go.
It's a door opener.
If it's okay if you don't have a large marketing budget to spend on cards. Vistaprint is very affordable and allows you to order their quality cards at a low price every single day. In fact, they have a low price guarantee for their premium business cards. And if you're not happy, they're not happy, so you can call them up and make it right. Remember, 250 premium business cards for $10, shipping included. Go to www.vistaprint.com. Click on the little icon in the upper right-hand corner.
As heard on television and radio.
Yes, as heard us on TV radio button. And use TMOS. Don't delay. 250 cards for just $10. What a bargain that is.
I ordered cards yesterday, and all they say on it is, as heard on TV and radio. And I hand them to people, and they say, what do you do? I said, this is what I do.
That is awesome. On today's program, I really don't want to get political, but here we go.
Okay.
This filibuster that's going on.
Not a filibuster.
As we do the show today, it's Wednesday. Now they call it a talkathon.
A talkathon.
Where did that come up with? Is that a new jargon for
It's a buzzword.
Capitol Hill?
It's a buzzword, and that's the thing. And you know what? I very seldom, you could probably count on one hand the amount of political posts I've done in my life.
You called Senator Ted Cruz an a-hole.
And I stand by it.
Well, the fact is that when I saw this, the first couple of times they were describing this was filibuster, and then when you got into the story, no, it's not. It will actually change nothing. The vote will take place in any event. He is simply doing what amounts to a very elaborate publicity stunt.
Now, Oscar
regardless of your politics, it's nothing that's going to change anything.
Of all of us, Oscar has been forced to have been tested on his citizenship, the most recent.
As a staunch Republican, bring it on.
Can you define what a filibuster is?
Yes.
Okay, go.
It's when someone continues to talk forever so a law doesn't get passed or voted on.
Or
block
delayed,
legislation.
To block legislation, because the standard rules on the floor is that you cannot be interrupted
Let's
as long
go
as you hold the floor.
Mountaineers!
Yeah.
So you will prevent. So you will prevent the vote.
Right. But this is simply a publicity stunt. And what I said this morning is that regardless of what side of the issue you come down on, this is a publicity stunt that benefits him only.
And it
whether or
pisses
not
me
you
off.
agree or disagree, this is a useless waste of everybody's time, and I'm half mad at him, Ted Cruz, with his 7-letter name.
Right.
But I'm equally mad at the media for giving him what he wants.
Of course, and they're giving him the
Oh
publicity.
my God! They predicted it last time. It started on the evening news and
This a-hole stands alone, though, because even the grand old party
Yes.
doesn't like what the hell he's doing.
They are not happy with him
Yes.
because they think that there's going to be a backlash. Now, I know that among his minions, among his little inner circle people, the people that are passionate,
And
probably
all the
his
minions,
district.
all the minions that follow him look like the minions in Despicable Me. I don't know if you know that, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
all those little guys,
Little
that look
guys.
like Dot Candy. Yeah,
All I look at this and see, the knock on Washington is that nothing gets done. The knock on Washington...
yeah, but this is getting done.
But the knock on Washington is they don't produce anything.
Right.
They just fight. Well, that's what they're doing.
Exactly.
They're not
But
producing
they're taking their lack of productivity to a brand new level.
Yeah, this guy is just... And don't you think... Look, am I wrong when I say, isn't this all hate-based?
Of course.
Isn't this really just coming from a position of hatred?
It's also based in this selfish attitude that my way is the only way.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to talk for 24 hours until I can't talk anymore.
And also, you know what? Even the pundits that are covering this are saying it almost as an afterthought. This is absolutely safe. And that's the thing. A filibuster is not safe. A filibuster is risky. It puts you in sort of the of stopping something that's going to happen anyway. This is a safe publicity. So this is no different than a guy who sits down to eat the big steak and get it for free.
I'm going to oversimplify the situation, and you kind of, and I saw the story on the nightly news last night with Brian Williams because I'm probably the last one in my generation that watches it, but I DVR. I do it on demand.
I
right?
actually watched it last night.
Very good. So in Kenya, this horrific tragedy went down
Right.
where all these people got killed, and regardless of how it happened and why it happened, the Kenyan government is fighting tooth and nail because it's considered one of the safest African nations in that region, and they're fighting tooth and nail to make sure that they shore up their international kind of profile, that they have their ass together and they're running ass. They're running that government and they have the security forces in place, and people will come and do business, and tourists will come back. I sit here and I look back at what we've been doing for the last, maybe 4 years in this country. If you're doing business in this country, and if you really want to help the economy, and you want people to overseas and locally to start reinvesting in this economy, you want them to be sure that you are reinvesting in a solid government, people that are doing things right, and they're not bitching at each other every 3 months. If you really want to inspire new jobs and people reinvesting into the economy, then how about as leaders you get together and start working together so you don't have to worry about if the taxes are going to go up next week or if the government's going to shut down and I'm going to lose that government contract, especially when you're in the D.C. area. If you want people to buy houses, you want to know that they're going to have a job for 3 years instead of just holding up in their 2-bedroom condo for the rest of their lives because they're scared to purchase something.
You said
they don't know if they're going to have a job there.
You said you were going to oversimplify. Let me simplify it even further.
embarrassing.
I recently cut ties with a doctor I'd been going to for years.
Kevorkian?
No, yeah, and he couldn't even do what he promised. I went to this
Scared?
doctor for a long time. He was a decent doctor, but his office was always in a shambles, and they were forever messing up appointments. And twice I got the automated confirmation call to my phone confirming an appointment that wasn't mine.
Yeah.
I cut ties with this doctor because I said if a doctor can't keep the infrastructure of his office together, he can't be a good doctor. Well, right now, around the world, the infrastructure of our government looks so screwed up
Scary, man.
that there's no way people are going to continue to put their confidence in the United States because we can't even run our own business. Why are they going to come and let us run theirs?
I want to quote from an article in The Atlantic. And,
Okay.
this is, let me see who
Liberal
wrote this.
rag, right?
I don't know if it is. I'm not sure whether
Scott Joplin wrote that. Did you know that?
Because I tried not to. I didn't go to the New York Times, which is
I'll
always
go to the
labeled
Pacific and see what
and the
they
Atlantic probably is.
It's too far away.
Watching the pushback against Senator Ted Cruz right now is like watching a group of kids who have been in thrall to a bully suddenly wake up to who he is and start working to cut him down to size. Republican members of Congress who were once his allies have begun to turn on a man who has become an outsized figure in their party since winning office less than a year ago. This is an interesting quote here. Quote, as soon as we listed Ted Cruz as our featured guest this week, I got unsolicited research and questions, not from Democrats, but from Republicans to hammer Cruz. You know who said that? Chris Wallace, an outspoken Fox News host. You cannot build a congressional majority in either party for any kind of action unless you are treating your colleagues with some certain amount of respect and saying, hey, what do you think of my idea? That's Karl Rove. This guy is off the reservation. And what it is
well, he's Canadian, not Indian.
A guy like this really challenges, as Oscar said, this is our very system of government we're talking about here. And I think that, I hope, this is all I can hope, is that the blowback on this guy is so significant
and
swift that he will be, he will show everybody how ridiculous this is and that this whole thing has gotten out of line. Look, you want to change the government, you get your team elected.
Right.
That's how it is.
That's how it's always been.
If your team's not elected, that's just the way it is. And in Congress, there's a stalemate there because it's Republican controlled. The Democrats control the Senate. And the White House is controlled by the Democrats. That's the way it works. It was Bush controlling the White House for a long period of time. We had congressional control of Congress, and it's just come on. That's why we have our system of government.
I was almost on the fence about this guy until I heard last night that he read Dr. Seuss. Now you can stop a filibuster in Congress. I think there is a percentage that you have to do if you can prove that what you're talking about is not pertinent to the case. And what they have done in the past, they've said, well, if you want to know what's pertinent to the case, I am now going to read the names and addresses of all my constituents. And that's a way they can read from the phone book, literally, and that will explain how that it applies to the case. There is no way that reading Dr. Seuss to your children on the floor of our Congress is benefiting anybody but him. And that is where it begins to look like a mockery.
Here's the crux of the matter right here. Well, this guy talks and talks and talks. I'm going to read you two things, and then we'll move on. If you caught Senators Ted Cruz or Mike Lee, he's the Republican from Utah, on the Sunday talk shows, you would quickly realize that these two have absolutely no idea what they are doing. That's a conclusion that was given to us by Jennifer Rubin. She is a conservative columnist.
Okay.
Lee's and Cruz's insistence that they are the ones fighting is belied by the facts. They are actually intent on running into a concrete wall again and again to prove their political machismo. For many Republicans, this isn't bravery, but stupidity.
You know what they're doing up there on Capitol Hill? Congratulations, Ted Cruz. You're drinking hot sauce. You're proving that you can drink hot sauce.
They could be Democrats.
Yes.
They're still doing this country an injustice.
Right. You're right, Oscar.
And I would call on the Democratic Party to do the same thing for Democrats that would be doing something that's not going to achieve anything. That's just a symbolic statement. That's all these people do is symbolic statements.
If you truly want to do something that does no good for the country, start a podcast.
Yay!
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not honest to call on Republicans to defund Obamacare because it's not achievable, observed former George W. Bush communications director Nicole Wallace on MSNBC's Morning Joe. So these are conservatives that are saying this isn't going to do anybody any good. And
remember,
look
it's
at this
not
guy.
a
He's
filibuster.
reading from the Dr. Seuss. It's just like
talkathon.
It's self promotion, is what it is.
Look, this show is a comedy show, and we're just and we clearly
we don't go to politics very often.
I don't even think this is politics. And you know me, we had a brief conversation about this on the bonus show where I said I'm tapping out. And I'm tapping out, and I continue to tap out because of this.
I was, and now I started talking about it again.
Because of this.
Because this is wrong.
This sucks.
Yeah.
This is really it's come to a head with this guy. This is my moment where I'm just going, guys, this is the kind of stupid crap. This is what we've gotten by simply being a opposition party that just wants to say no, no, no.
Yeah.
Oscar is so right.
He is.
On both sides, and I mean both sides, because there are a bunch of a-hole liberals on the far left as well that do the same kind of crap that say, well, I'm a person of principle. This has got to stop. It's all about compromise. That's what it's about.
And once again, the thing that troubles me the most is how this makes us look on the international stage. We look like morons.
Yeah, especially
this is why the rest of the world hates us.
With crap going on in the world, too.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very, very
Stuff that
frustrating to see how this goes. So how this is going to play out, he's not taking any risk. We've established that. He's
it's
not doing anything
absolutely
that's gonna,
safe. Absolutely safe.
I would assume that where he's from, too, that he is going to, well, he's from, Texas is a big state.
Sure.
But the fact is that there are people down there that they go, how about you? Way to go, Ted. I'm for you. I'm for you. Screw them. To hell with them. Yeah, well, what's your alternative? Screw them.
Right, yeah. I don't know.
That's kind of the attitude.
And I have heard from people
What were you
in
doing
Texas.
with your phone?
Look at my camera. If you're on Ustream, you'll be able to see it as well.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the corner of my camera that I'm staring at? Blatantly.
Oh,
right
a stink
in the
bug.
eye.
There is a stink bug
Oh,
on
my
his camera.
God. Stink bug season.
Yeah.
There is a stink bug.
Looks like he wants to come on air.
Yeah, you know what?
I can kill him.
He's here to offer.
I don't want to kill him. I'm going to see if he'll crawl onto the paper.
Hey, you know
and I
what?
will
It's been
see if we
nearly
can get
4
a-
years that we've been doing this program. Don't we need a mascot?
We do need a mascot.
Do you have
What
a
do we call
jar?
him? What do we call him?
Stinky.
Stinky.
Yeah.
He's cooperating.
Look at him.
And Mike, I would like
Right
to
on
nominate.
camera.
I will nominate a voice for Stinky because Stinky was a character played on the Abbott and Costello show by Joe Besser.
Hold on, let me see.
So, can you make the stink bug talk like Joe Besser on Classic Impression Wednesday?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Is he running?
Oh yeah, he's active.
running for his life.
And you know what? We really
Don't hurt me.
we should.
me.
We should. You know, to make sure if he were to get loose, we wouldn't want to, mix him up with other stink bugs.
No, clearly.
Oscar, put a dot on
And he
it.
needs a theme song, too. Stinky, the stink bug. He's the greatest stinky in the world. He loves to come on the Mike O'Mara show. He
You know
is
what?
Stinky, the stink bug. Now, you know that we have been talking for the better part of a half an hour
Right.
about Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
No one will remember that discussion. But you know what they're going to remember?
The stink bug.
Stinky, the stink bug. He's the best bug in the world. He loves to
Today-
be stinky, and if you step on him, you'll stink too.
Today is a YouTube day. The Michael Mayer channel.
You know what we
Michael
can
Mayer
do?
channel.
We have those.
Are you still singing your song?
Stinky, the stink bug. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Stinky, the stink bug. He hates Republicans and Democrats. He's Stinky, the stink bug.
We have that jar of wipes over there. That would be a good home for him. Let me transfer. I'm going to make him a habitat.
Please.
I need a moment.
Oh, just smell him?
Yeah. Now, you know
Oh,
what
he
I've
can
always
bite you,
said?
right?
You know what I've always said about these creatures?
What's that?
No, they don't bite. That these are alien life forms that have been sent from another civilization to scope us out. Look at the way they're shaped.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever seen a stealth fighter?
Oh, or how about Apollo 13 when it broke through the atmosphere?
Rob, you're going to have to put air
That
holes.
that shell it's got.
Well, no, he's not going to fly out. He just needs a habitat.
Oh, okay.
He can fly out. They can fly.
They can't fly.
Stink bugs can fly.
You know what I heard a stink bug say one
What?
time?
What?
I believe I can fly. Sorry.
They're so dumb.
Thank you, Stinky.
That's so awesome.
You know, like in days of old.
Hey, Ted Cruz, here's your little stink bug.
In days of old, when television networks all had their own morning show, and they would say, "Well, let's go to our mascot and check out the weather." We could do weather every day with our stink bug.
I know.
I'm saying this like he's going to live longer than 4 hours.
Kudos to Oscar Santana with the lack of a ham-handed segue. How do you segue out of bitching about a political leader? You have a stink bug in the studio. We'll take a break, come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. It's perfect. Bye-bye. You got kind of a urban theme today, don't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a. Yeah, I like to lean.
Did you say
hip-hop.
urban because he's black?
No,
This is hip-hop.
Used to be called urban music.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be on an urban station. That still exists, doesn't it? That format.
I used to work at an Indian
Sounds
station.
so old. That what the kids are listening to now?
I used to work at a station in India, and our format Turban Contemporary.
Turban competitive. I am Stinky. Stinky. What are we going to call the stink bug again?
Stinky.
Stinky?
Yeah, and he'll
Stinky.
drink up all the Hennessy you have on your shelves. So just let me introduce myself.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, LLC. We love them, the people who bring you this show every weeknight on 102.9 WTNT.
Yay!
For-
WTNT!
For a free life insurance quote, visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748. They do all the work for you. Encore will help compare rates to help you save. License and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. Be sure to thank them for sponsoring TMOS Encore Insurance Services at smartterm.com. Well, I think we solved the world's problems with that first segment.
Thank God. And you know what? I enjoyed Mike O'Mara's talkathon.
Yes, it was a marathon.
No, but it's not a filibuster.
Right.
It's safe.
I don't know, man. It's just that world. Ooh, I go back and forth. I get so exasperated and I get so frustrated, and then I just say, well, if you throw your hands up in the air against people
That's
that
the
are
ultimate loss.
selfish, then you're
Again
kinda,
with the urban. The roof is on fire. Mike, send that tape to Dominique.
I think you're giving them a reward.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
don't get 'em
Without
wrong.
getting too deep and
Yeah.
just briefly, do you think if you take the Ted Cruz's out of it,
Right.
does the system still work at its base?
That's a good question, and that's a question that's tough to answer because we are
What's your
we're living in really weird times.
What's
now.
your gut, though? Do you think the system is flawed, or do you think the system works,
system's
but it's?
not flawed.
I don't think it is. I think we have just got too many flawed
Nothing
people.
is perfect.
I've said this to people, and whether you like the movie or not, if you think that this incredible warfare between the right wing and the left wing and the Republicans and the Democrats, if you think this is something that's brand new, that's never happened, go back and watch Lincoln.
Yeah, of course.
That's all you'll see.
Yeah.
It's been happening since
But-
our government's been around.
But I think
More glory.
the modern technology,
Same thing, Civil War.
the modern technology and the immediacy of it makes it a little more dastardly nowadays.
Yeah, but they've always been fighting, and it evolves and it changes. But ultimately, we do have to govern, as Oscar said. You have to figure out how to get this country to work.
Right.
And as Rob said, you also have to be aware of the fact that the international community is watching.
Of course
and
they
if,
are.
and if you've got two guys that say you got two bullies that are beating the crap out of each other out in the schoolyard,
right?
It's a really good chance for the lesser bully to sneak in.
Or,
You know what I mean?
how about this? Just the sheer business. If you go to someone's place of business and as Rob said, and it's a mess.
If it's a disaster, why are you helping
you're
them
like,
be
well,
a disaster?
maybe now's not the right time to do business.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like, we're going to stay away.
Let's right the ship.
Why don't you guys listen? I'll come back later when you guys aren't fighting.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about this publicly, but I'll address it now.
That's Mike in every business. I think I'll come back later when things are more in order.
Thank you very much.
So, especially in the D.C. area, because our economy relies heavily on government contracts.
Yeah.
And because my girlfriend worked for a government contractor, at a certain point after she moved here, not Halliburton, they said to her, look, our contract hasn't been renewed. We've got the government shutdown coming up. We're going to hold things off for the next 5 months. We can give you part-time, or we could give you no time.
Right.
And so she went from having a stable job to living month to month part-time.
Mm-hmm.
And, this has worked out in the long run for her because she's wanted to kind of transition through her career into the yoga and her instructorship.
Right.
But if she didn't have that, there are people living right now that love their job.
Yes.
That can only, if they're lucky, make 20 hours a week.
Yep.
They lose their benefits.
Right.
And it's because these people who are, no more than 20 miles away from what we do, where we are in the studio right now, can't get their ass together.
Yeah, that's right. It's hurting people, and the fact is, it doesn't always have to be lovey-dovey. You're going to have disagreements.
I understand that.
And I think it's just a question of having an informed electorate. But unfortunately, I think this is not just our politicians. This goes through our media sources because we're divided on that front too. We really, I like the websites that do fact-checking. I love factchecker.com when they do that in an election campaign. I love that. I think we ought to really lean towards that a little bit more. And unfortunately, when you have the success of a Fox News channel that is followed by NBC saying, how about we have that kind of channel too? That seems to make a lot of hay. And then you've got MSNBC, and you've got a question of these people battling all day long and skewing the message, which they do, and interviewing the people they want to interview.
And it's not just skewing the message, and I'm glad you brought up media again. Remember, everybody that covers this speech by Ted Cruz, they're saying it's safe and it's pointless. And yet, they're covering it. Why?
Well, because it's something that is different, and it's something
I
that
think it's important for people to see.
I'm glad I saw it because I want to be.
I would
aware
have
of
so
that.
much rather read about it.
Yeah, but
And
you know
then
what's
see it.
Do you know what's more important than any talkathon from
What's
any
that?
United States Center? It's our live show.
Oh, I agree.
Oh,
Mike.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about our live show that's coming up at the State Theater on November 9th. We are very, very excited about it. Oscar and I have been battling all week as to when we're going to sell this show out. Oscar thinks it's going to be November 1st. I think it's going to be in 2 weeks.
Ted Cruz
And,
said October 10th.
Based on Oscar's projections and the ticket sales that are coming in, it looks like I'm going to win another bet.
Yay.
That's the way it goes.
It's good to be you, isn't it?
Right.
Not just the way the cookie crumbles.
No, it's not. You're not buying them fast enough.
Or in big enough numbers.
Yes.
Buy two to ensure you have lots of elbow room.
So we had our meeting on the live show yesterday.
It was a great writers' meeting.
And I will tell you something. Two things. This show is going to make me laugh. And secondly, I don't think we've ever done as much advance work on a live show as we're going to do for this one.
Pre-production, it's called.
It's going to be very, very special. We're still looking for our bands, and we want you to send your band entries in there. Send it to, what is it, Pony Boy?
That's band@mikeamerashow.com.
Okay, Pony
and
Boy.
send a lozenge.
Send it to band@mikeamerashow.com. If you got a band that you like to play with and you'd like to see them on stage at the State Theater with us, let us know.
And be clear, you have to be in the band. Don't just submit band ideas.
No, I want the band to be willing participants.
Do you have any early favorites?
Yes, I do, but
Cool.
I'm not going to tip my
Look forward
hand.
to it. Make sure you
Very,
forward
very
those to me.
exciting. Very, very exciting. And this is going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a presentation like we've never done at a live show.
We're changing it. We're making it new for you.
Right. And so get your tickets today. You can go to the State Theater website, or you can go to Omericon 2013. Just click that button on the Mike O'Mara Show webpage.
It's also important to add, and this is not to be exclusive of the people that just can't make it out for whatever reason.
Right.
Or don't understand. Yeah, the tables are all gone. The tables are all gone.
Mike,
But in the-
know your constituents.
In the past, we have really made that live show available. in
Yeah, I
different
believe
forms,
we
whether
put it up
was
as a
a video
stream,
or audio,
or even we put it up as a bonus show once.
What we've decided is that these shows, simply because we want people to understand what the magic's all about, to really discover it on their own,
right,
are going to be standalone shows.
Oh, we're destroying the tape after the show.
Well, there is no tape.
We are not going to be offering this
There's
up
no recording.
this time, and probably for the future. We decided that if you want to come out, and there are people that are making amazing efforts coming out from the West Coast to see this live show at the State
People
Theater.
are coming down from Vermont.
Yeah, people are coming down from Vermont.
Have
and,
you ever rented a car?
Okay, and they're coming down. And they're coming down from many different areas, and we're basically going to do this live show for the people that buy tickets to the live show.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's not coming out on video.
Mhm.
We're not offering a pay-per-view for it. This is going to be the live show, and the
One
live
and
show is
done.
going to be in the confines of this. If you bring a cell phone and take pictures, your hands will be severed.
Exactly.
At the wrist.
Yeah, and you know
That's
what?
No, I'm kidding, of course.
You know what I read on? I was on the website for the Atlantic, and they said a lot of people don't realize. I had to go deep into the website.
Oh, of course.
But this show is on November 9th. It's a Saturday. It's at 8 p.m. And do you realize that what many people are saying, merchants and consumers alike, they're saying that this show is the official start of the holiday season.
It is.
And for God's sake, you
Right.
don't want to miss out on it.
Exactly.
You want to be there.
Right.
Shecky here.
Oh, come on. You enjoyed that ride.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Rob and I's pre-planning.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well,
Because we
first of all-
presented a lot of stuff.
It
to you
was a
yesterday.
presentation. We had an easel out.
That's
It was
right.
great.
I wore
We
a
had
tie.
dry erase board.
No
well,
shirt,
there's
but-
going to be a part. I can't tip my hand, and I know Marcus. I'm going on Omericast today, and Marcus is going to ask me what's on the show, and everybody wants to know what's on
you know
the
what's
show.
going to be the question for?
What are you wearing?
What are you going to be wearing?
Are you wearing cologne?
So I'm gonna tell you this, that I'm not going to tip the hand, but there are different little things we're going to be doing at this show that are going to be fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a funny show, and that's what we just got riffing yesterday. It turned into a kind of a brainstorming session with based on ideas that were presented to me, and I'm very, very excited about it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will say that audience participation is going to be
Key.
a part of this show as
Yeah.
well. It's going to be fantastic.
You know what? It was such a fun meeting that we all really, it was hard to bring the meeting to an end. It went longer than we thought, and no one was eager to leave.
I'm normally, yeah. I wanted to ask about that. Pony, step up to the actual table.
Oh, you're going to leave his
Please.
nook?
Yeah. I want
Come
him
to the
away
big
from
boys
his nook.
table.
He's confusing.
Watch
me
out for
lately.
Stinky, though.
So the other
Stinky's
day,
fine. He's in his
I
habitat.
have a Facebook issue, and lately Pony has been arriving just a little later than he normally arrives.
Well, he's shortening his day.
and he's leaving a little earlier
Yeah.
than he normally. And he has been like for the last 2 days, he has been out of here like S through a goose.
Do you
And
think maybe he has some trim
I'm
on the
not
side?
sure. I have to
Yeah, I
ask.
wish.
So here's the deal. So the other day I have my issue with Facebook,
awkward.
right? And you're getting ready to leave,
It
and
is.
it's like, well, I'll take care. I'll take a look at that. No, I said, take your backpack off, sit down, and let's do it right now.
All the stuff goes into his magic. He's like a bag of tricks. Like
and then
Felix the
yesterday-
cat.
Yesterday, it's like, okay, thanks a lot, Oscar. Okay, Rob, see you later. That's good stuff. And hey, Pony. Pony, where'd you go? So you have been. Has there been something on your
You know what?
docket the last couple of days?
We should perhaps wait and ask him in the next hour.
Oh my God, we're up on a break. Are you prepared to answer that? Are you going to gather your thoughts?
He's gonna go check his magic bag.
All right, that's it. Pony will answer these questions and many more when we come back on the Michael Bear Show. Ow! Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by FanDuel, your fantasy quarterback. Is it Colin Kaepernick?
That's mine.
Or is it Peyton Manning?
Not mine.
Tom Brady? Some of the big ones? No, if you're Mike O'Mara, you use the Oakland Raiders quarterback.
Yeah, and use their defense too.
Did you pick up Eddie Royal off waivers? Are you feeling the pain of the Steven Jackson injury or waiting for Gronk to get healthy?
Have you, Mike? Haven't you for years suffered from an unhealthy Gronk?
I hate Gronk.
Oh my Gronk! I've got a bad case of ingrown Gronk,
Imagine, if you will,
and I will.
right off the top of my head. Imagine resetting your team each and every week in FanDuel's 1-week fantasy football league. Now you can.
Yay!
FanDuel is weekly, so what happened last week doesn't matter. You can wipe the slate clean. That's what's exciting.
Yeah,
I
like
told
a bad
Josh,
sexual experience.
I said, Josh Murphy, we may be in the black, but I want you to wipe the slate clean because I want to get a quarterback that I care about.
Change everything.
Not that hump from the Oakland Raiders again.
Don't panic, but change everything.
Well, not really change everything. I would be more than happy to have that starting tight end for the New Orleans Saints in my lineup again.
Well, you know what? You can because you can change your lineup every week.
FanDuel, 1-week fantasy football leagues for real cash, immediate weekly cash payoffs, no waiting, no upfront fees. Play 1 week or every week and win. And remember, this is the week that I think I go over the top.
Oh, here
Really?
This is the way I look at it. Okay, there are some of these leagues, like one that I was in last week,
Yeah.
that can pay up to $25,000 if you come in first.
Snap!
Now, will you have to have a bunch of players that have career games? Yes, you will. That's the way it works.
But
that's
someone's
the way
gotta win.
You
Someone's
tell 'em.
got to win it. Someone's got to win it. And this
Say it,
week,
sister.
Josh Murphy and Mike O'Mara on FanDuel are going to put a lineup together that's going to put thousands of dollars in our pocket.
Yes, and if
FanDuel.
Josh Murphy comes in more than once a week to the Michael Mara Show, that'll be great as well.
Yeah, I'd really like to see where the hell, we're going to get to that when we talk to Penny.
And by the way, I want to thank Josh Murphy for calling yesterday, 40 minutes after the show was over, and asking, "Am I on the air?"
Really? Really?
No, hey,
I mean, way
Josh.
to clone. Is he losing his interest?
Josh, do you remember how we start at the same time every day for the last 4 years?
Right.
Try to use that as your gauge.
FanDuel is paying out over $135 million this year. Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use that code. What's the code, Josh? I mean, Pony.
TMOS.
TMOS. New user special.
TMOS.
The 200 listeners sign up will have their deposit matched up to $200, but you have to enter our code TMOS when you join FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FanDuel.com. Use the code TMOS and sign up today. Yeah, okay. So it's time to tighten the ship up a little bit here,
I agree.
okay?
Yeah,
I agree.
The
Keep
bottom
it tight.
line.
Keep
So
it
what the
tight.
hell? What's been going on with you? What have you been sprinting out of here so quickly for every day?
I've been working.
Working. Where are you working?
What, you're working at the bicycle shop again?
I'm working on the website and the server.
Oh, you know what? He
It's
is
been-
working.
Oh, so you go home to work.
Yeah, he works
You're more
from home.
comfortable working at home.
Why is it more comfortable to work at home?
Well, that's where all my tools and stuff are. Like all my big computer that I use to work on
How
the
big is
server.
it?
Just really big.
I mean, like the
Well,
size
what's
of a wall.
really
Does it
big?
look like the ENIAC?
We've got some smart people listening to the show.
It's,
Why
it's
don't you break it down?
probably 2.5 feet tall and maybe a foot wide. It's a big.
No.
Does it walk?
We mean hardware. What does it have?
I guess it's an Asus
He gave us
Sabertooth
dimensions.
motherboard.
Right.
It's on a table?
It's on the floor, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, because you're too busy to buy
It's
furniture.
too heavy for tables.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I'm Hank in Breaking Bad right now?
I'm talking to Jesse Pinkman.
And we're talking to Mike Emmertrout. Ermine Trout.
You know what I will tell you about Pony is that he is so security conscious with his machines. He has a specific machine that he just uses to peruse adult sites. Like he will not,
definitely.
He will not mix and match.
Really?
And you know what? If you ever borrow a machine from him, don't borrow that one.
Oh,
and if
yeah.
you do, make sure you get a wet nap.
A dedicated something hub machine.
And this man has had like total access to my computers forever. So do you know everything about me now? Do you know everything that I surf?
No, I mean,
do you know
haven't
that I
looked
like
into
that
your-
particular little fetish on the porn site?
What's your
Oh, who
category?
doesn't?
Huh?
What's your category?
I
Breastfeeding?
I like. Thank you very much. Midget breastfeeding.
Oh,
That's what it is. No. So that's why you've been getting out of here. You're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on the server and getting things ready for the new site, as well as I just hate the traffic around
but
here.
obviously you don't go directly home and begin to work. Do you perhaps have lunch?
Well, I'll pick up
A lettuce
groceries
leaf, or what
Well,
do you
yeah.
have?
No, I'll buy food to cook for dinner.
Yeah, he's a cook.
Oh, what do you?
He makes an amazing barbecue sauce. Apparently, did you know this?
Really?
Yeah.
I love cooking.
See, we should talk to you more often.
Right?
We should really know the ABCs.
The
of you.
layers of Pony Boy.
I mean, you're here. You're part of the family now. You know, you like being here.
Oh, I love it.
And and we've met your mom, for God's sakes. It's time to really know the ABCs of you. So
That's true.
I've seen on your Facebook page occasionally. I love that little picture of, like, I think one of our logos and a martini glass where you were just chilling out, maybe listening to the show.
No, that's him working.
That is.
That's him billing us hourly.
So you just you had things to do, and you wanted to be, you couldn't be productive at that computer. Your work was done there. You wanted to get home to get everything ready because we should mention this, and this is kind of cross promoting at the same time. But we've got some very big news for the technical aspects of this show that Pony's been instrumental in working on, and that's going to be coming up sooner than later. And you're going to really like that. For all the people that like everything new and scrubbed and fresh in a technical sense for this show, you know, it's not just when we decided that we were going to put a new table in here and a brand new studio with new equipment, we also said, why do that if we're not going to improve our web presence?
Exactly.
So the delivery system for the show, you're going to see some pretty amazing things coming up down the road.
How you listen to the show online, how you listen to the bonus shows, how you subscribe to them.
Right.
The entire user interface for that site is going to be what we've always wanted it to be.
The experience we set out to do 4 years ago.
So
Easier.
Pony's a big part of that, and that's why he's our tech guy. But as far as the ABCs of you, so everything's cool?
Everything's great.
Okay. Everything's fine?
Except for the traffic around.
Well, the traffic in the middle of the day
It
isn't all
falls.
that bad. Where do you live? Where do you go?
I live in Fair Lakes area.
Okay.
So right over by Fair Oaks Mall.
All right.
But if you perhaps were to come by a bicycle, and I'm
thought
thinking
about
of you and the width of you on a bicycle, traffic would be a non-issue. You could sneak between cars, and in some case between cell walls.
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times before.
Too far for you to ride.
These
though,
Pony
yeah?
segments for me, seriously?
no,
these
not
are,
really.
This is the equivalent of the guy that has the sledgehammer going into the gulag, okay? Let me just say, I just want to say this. Maybe that'll change someday, but I doubt it. Now, you are our tech support guy, and we give your address every day at the end of the show, usually every day, ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com, and people contact you. Have you been
I
contacted?
thought his email was non-filtered at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com. I'm curious, with the technical questions people will have occasionally for you. First of all, are they using that address to contact you with technical issues?
Most of them are. A lot of people are still just posting things on the web page, so I'll just email them and answer their questions.
And as a follow-up, do you check your email?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Has anybody used Ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com to reach out to you in a friendly, personal way?
Oh, any sexy
Not
pics?
one. No, nothing.
How about, I mean, not even people that are going to say, hey, how you doing? You're doing a great job.
Well, yes, some people have written me to say that I've helped them out a lot with getting their passwords and stuff, and that they're really happy with the speed at which they're getting help now.
I got a report at the beginning of the show today from Mr. Santana that indicated that our customer service has improved
making an impact.
dramatically, and it's making an impact on the show. This is the question I have for you, and I want you to really, really open your mind up and relax and answer this question.
Nobody's listening.
For you.
Take a breath.
This is for you. If this show and the power of this show online, with our presence, with all of the people that listen on a daily basis, tens of thousands of them, if we could do one thing for your life as far as getting you out there and having, what could we do? What could the show do for you? And I'm talking about maybe setting up another address. You know, I know we have a lot of them. Like we have band at MikeO'MaraShow.com because I want you to send your band entries. But as far as you, Pony, because my goal for you, and this is what the guys don't know I'm going to say this right now. My goal for you by the live show is to have you come out on stage just to make a bow, but you come out on stage with your date for the evening.
Oh, that is sweet.
And not a female date.
And not a date
not
that
a friend.
Not the date that you get from Manassas women who want you know. I think this is just someone who perhaps you could contact online, and just for the evening, when you're working on the show, you would have a young lady who would be on your arm that night, and we would introduce you and her, not to be interviewed on it. Well, maybe interviewed. Maybe, but if you didn't want that, I would honor
Just to say
that.
hi.
Just to come back and go, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pony Boy and his date,
Doris?
Brittany.
Oh, Brittany.
You're a giving man, Mike O'Mara.
I am, thank you.
And
Oscar.
a lot of people don't know this.
Yes.
At this moment, Mike is what I like to call, he's giving back.
Yeah, I didn't know that. What about this? If you are maybe single,
Anything to sell more tickets, Rob.
I'm with
recently divorced,
It might just be the one ticket, though, for the girlfriend.
maybe you're looking for something new,
Right.
email ground and pound at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Exactly.
And Pony will get back to you.
Now,
Send a pic.
Here's the thing. What is you have a Facebook address, right? That people can contact you. How do they contact you on Facebook? Because that's the way I want to do
I
this.
thought we were going with ground.
No, I want you to control it yourself. I don't want anything to do with it. I just want you to do it, and this is all after I do this, and I'll refer to it before the live show. This will not be the only time. I'm going to ask you how it's going, but this is going to be on you. This is completely the world of Matt Blum.
What about no means yes at MikeO'MaraShow.com?
Don't listen to this man who's making light of this.
This is not
I'm
something
being
to make fun of.
Very serious. If a young lady is interested in being your date, and incidentally, that's a free ticket and free booze.
That's right.
And a backstage pass.
And a cab ride home.
The backstage pass, that's literally a backstage pass. You're not talking about anything otherwise.
And it's
backstage pass at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
And incidentally, that is not just a backstage pass. That's a cab ride home from the State Theater or from Pony's residence. Oh, yeah. But here it is. How do you want to do this? How do you want them to reach? Because you're not dating anyone currently, correct?
Correct.
And you have a good, healthy interest in the opposite sex, correct?
Yeah.
High T-cell count.
And incidentally, I don't know your sexuality, so I mean, if it goes the other way, this is the time to share that as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
If you're into dudes, are you into dudes?
I'm not. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Are you listening, Trip?
All right. Can I give you my impressions of our man Pony?
Yeah.
Highly intelligent.
Very much so.
Very fit, very thin.
Mm-hmm.
He
abs.
He loves.
You have abs under that?
Incidentally,
Can I see them?
He loves
That's
his
creepy.
family.
Let me just see them.
No.
Come on, let's
wrong
just see
show.
him.
Wrong
Let's
show.
just see him.
Wrong show.
Oh, come on.
Do that on your homoerotic show.
No, you don't want to see his abs.
Okay, well, let me call Drab, and I'll get Drab in here, and we'll all take our shirts off and put our tongues
I
in
don't
each
want him
other's
to.
mouths.
Wow, when you
Whoa.
said, you know what? That shocks me. When you said homoerotic show, I thought for certain you were talking Text 411.
It could be either one.
You really have abs under there? Let me see one. Let me see one.
An ab.
Come
Show
on,
him an
come on.
ab.
Stand up, stand
Is
up,
there a
quickly,
camera
just
on him?
quickly.
Is there a
There's
camera on
there's
him?
a camera.
All right, let me
Yeah.
see.
Let's
see. All right, here we go.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Look at that.
Oh my God, I wouldn't.
Is that abs or malnutrition?
Do you?
Jesus.
Do you realize
A little bit of both.
Do you realize for my stomach to look like that, how long I'll have to be dead?
Yeah.
But anyway,
we have photos like that of Mike O'Mara, and they're called The Autopsy. Just go to his Facebook page and click the album called Autopsy.
now I'm serious because I want to make this happen for you, and I want you to give me honest assessments with this. Where I had a nice conversation, but we're talking. It's all going to be on you. Lord knows you know your way around the internet. You know how to vet people. You know how to get. And in this day and age, it's what you kids like, right? You all do your online dating thing. What is the best way? And you have to make that decision right now. The best way for someone to get in touch with you. Do not make it impersonal. Make it
and
personal.
no catfish.
Right.
I would say Facebook.
Okay,
Just
and
go to the
what
MattBluhm.
That's it.
Matt Blum.
Matt Blum at Facebook.
Now, you know what? I don't want to be exclusionary.
And personally message him. Don't post it on his page because
that
that way we bust you out on that because then you're doing that just to get attention. We're talking about Not that coming up on stage with us is going to get attention. What were you
Easy.
gonna say?
I was going to say, you know what? We don't want to be exclusionary, but what we haven't asked is what is he looking for?
Oh, yeah.
And that is a perfect segue. But let's get it out again, Rob. Okay, so it's Matt Bloom.
M-A-T-T,
Right.
B-L-U-H-M. And if you're at any part of you is uncertain, look for the martini glass because
Okay.
that's the picture. That's your banner picture, right?
Number
Yes, it is.
one criteria. What is your age range?
I would say, I guess 25 to 33.
25 to 30, relatively narrow. A relative. So you really
Well,
don't
he's
want
relatively narrow himself.
Yeah.
you don't want to date necessarily out of your age range. That's fine.
How
That's
old are
fine.
you?
30.
Okay.
30. Okay, and that's very legit. I think that's 25. My particular age range when I was in the dating market was anywhere from 18 to 62.
And
that was just my own criteria.
And didn't it change as the evening wore on?
It certainly did. Yeah.
Got more flexible?
Well, you met that 70-year-old.
I did. She was great. She took her teeth out.
Incredibly
Rose.
fit. Incredibly fit.
Rose.
Hey, you know what? Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on. So 25 to 32.
Yeah.
Drop this down. 25 to 32.
I think
Now-
you should go 25-35.
That's fair.
Okay,
That's
that
fair.
gives you a 10.
Now, hold on, Mr. Man. This is our boy here. This is his criteria.
No, but he's got a good point.
That's fine, but just remember,
It's a rounder number.
we're doing this for our boy.
And that's what I'm doing too, Mike.
25. Yeah, you're trying to help.
I am.
25 to 35. Type.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. I'd say
Like Helvetica Sans Serif?
I can. You know the terms, right? If you want somebody who's not, you can say athletic.
I would say, yeah.
Do you want somebody who's thin,
They don't
like
have to
you,
be
or
What,
can they?
what about thick? But
Yeah.
not thick as in fat, but just thick.
Well, the word you're working for, Rubenesque.
Thank you.
What is?
That's, I mean, a couple curves is fine, just
Nice.
not too many.
So what you're saying really is
What a dick.
it's not. No, now stop! I'm trying to help him.
Oh, sorry.
What it is, you're saying that it's not the end of the world. If someone's just a little zoftic, that's okay too. If
Another
somebody's
great word.
Sexy and has a good personality. So
You got
body type is not the be all end all. Correct.
Way less than a manatee.
Yes, that would be preferable.
That's 330.
Yeah, if you're
330.
if you're a
Average
chubby
manatee's
checker, you don't want to do that.
330
Okay,
pounds.
so the age range, Rob, what are you going to put? Healthy.
Healthy.
That's it. Excellent. Healthy.
Healthy Bill.
Is there a like a hair color, eye color type woman? Do you go for the the Scandinavian type? Do you go for the Mediterranean type?
What moves your genes?
Anything but blonde.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like blondes, and I don't
Hold on.
like.
What's wrong with you?
Bad idea.
Oh, it's about to get worse.
Do you hate Carla O'Mara?
Anything? Well, she's not really
Ouch.
blonde. She's got brownish blonde hair, but blonde. You don't like
Well,
blonde?
I'm not a big fan of blondes. And I'm
Do
actually
you realize
not,
they have more fun?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
They like to do this.
That's kind of like saying that's
Well, I mean, that's.
Best Ustream show ever.
it's a radio show. Use words.
Sorry.
It's kind of you're if you say brunettes or brown, you're wiping out that whole dirty blonde.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, the dirtier the better.
So
Did you have bad experiences with blondes in the past?
I've had bad experiences.
Can I say
with
no
everyone.
platinum blondes? No platinum blondes.
Yeah.
How about
yeah.
no fake blondes?
Uh,
You don't want like Scott Thorson showing
See,
up.
you know what we're doing
I mean,
here?
it really-
We're now
I
we're
hate
just
to pigeonhole it.
having these two do this is he's going to get a bagel. You're going to get a Z.
And who doesn't
Both
love
of you,
bagels?
You're going to get really say
Delicious.
no.
cream
F
cheese.
hair color.
Yeah.
I think you stay away from hair color.
Yeah.
How about the type that you're looking
People
for?
can change their hair color anytime.
Yeah,
right.
that's why I was kind of going regional.
Yeah,
you can have a
regional.
brown-haired woman in Scandinavia. You can have a light-haired
You
color
like
woman in
Latin
with the
women?
Mediterranean.
That was your novel, wasn't it? Brown-haired woman of
White, you
Scandinavia.
want a white woman, a black woman?
You
I hate
behave
to say
yourself.
it, I
I'm
feel
trying to
so
help our boy
racist.
over here.
No, it's what you're into, man.
I tend to go for white girls.
White chicks.
But if
Yeah.
there was
And vice versa.
But if there was a beautiful Hispanic or African American woman who who really clicked with you, that would be acceptable.
I mean, I hate to pigeonhole types because if you really click with somebody, that's what really matters.
And you're kind of your politics are kind of open minded, right? So
That's
I think
true.
that,
And the more open you are, the more likely it is hard to see her pigeonhole.
can you hear them running away?
See?
No, it's not
There
me
was a
they're
woman
dating.
that's
They're
like,
running
"Oh,
away. You,
she's
you're
typing on her
dating him.
keyboard."
You are in this format. You know what you're doing to
What?
him?
What?
This is not like even being in a good. You're the grenade.
I'm not.
You are saying
You
things that are pushing women away.
How about
because
this?
you are Johnny Misogynista.
How about this? I
What?
want this for him more than the both of you put together.
Yeah, well then you try a little harder, Mr. Man, because you're smart enough to know what I'm talking about. You help our boy out. You understand me?
He is so giving.
Okay. Anything else? Matt Bloom at Facebook, and just let's start it out with just a little correspondence. That's it.
How about you court a woman? That's what you're going to do.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Okay,
That's the Duggars.
What is there any quality? Sense of humor, smart.
Sense of humor, definitely.
Are you into choking?
No.
You're doing the same
Oh,
thing.
I'm sorry.
Get over to your station. That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
At least he's not violent.
I know he's not violent. He is a wonderful guy. No photos required?
No, because I think we should start slow. And, if he were to say, send me a picture, that would be creepy. He just wants to get to know you.
I'll go with that. What do you think
That's
about
fair.
that?
What about a great personality?
Personality is key, but I'd like to at least see what someone looks like.
Well, you'll have the Facebook pictures.
You know what? I think for our boys'
Well, yeah.
sake, I think a nice Facebook. If you're going to contact him, send him a message. Have some photos, on your Facebook page. Don't be one of these people that puts up the cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Or pictures of other people.
Or just chest up, so you don't know what's working down there.
You can do chest up.
What Mike doesn't
Face
want
would be okay.
What Mike, you just don't want
Tuberculosis would be okay.
You don't want anyone who submits pictures of anime.
Yes, that's not going to work.
Why? What freakishly large eyes you have?
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. Stop it.
Hold on, Mrs. O'Mara just ducked into the studio. What's going on? Come over here, please.
No,
I
finish.
can't hear you. What?
Hold on.
Finished.
Finished with the show?
Yeah.
No, we're like halfway through the show.
Mike, tell her, just for fun, since we're all sitting here talking, tell her we are finished.
Yeah. Do you need
Rob
me?
took his funny pills.
All right, get out of here.
Oh, no, I do have a question for him.
Yes,
though.
what is that?
Carrie. Is it Carrie?
C-A-R-Y, like Cary Grant.
Okay.
Oh, somebody's getting
Like
a birth.
that.
Somebody's getting a belated birthday present.
Oh, how nice. Thank you. I'll make sure she gets it.
I love the pictures you sent of little Michael Jr.
Oh, I'm glad you
they're
received
great.
yours.
Right on the fridge.
Yeah.
Right.
We're getting
Sure it is.
We're trying to
I
get
know it is.
woman's perspective. We're really short on time, but a
Okay.
woman's perspective. We're setting it up so that this was my idea that Pony gets people to reach out on his Facebook page so that he can have a date for the State Theater show.
Sweet.
He has said 25 to 35, healthy, and
No blondes.
Wait, what does healthy mean? Like weight-wise?
Less than a manatee.
He doesn't want a chubby checker. That's what he doesn't want.
Yeah, but I'm not asking for like a girl that's as skinny as me.
Okay, all right.
Well, of course not, because then you have to go to the hospital.
No, wrong. Too funny. I hit it. Any advice you would give for something you could say, Carla, on Pony's behalf that might get some of the women in our audience to drop him a message that might want to be his date?
Like,
for the
how did
State
Mike
Theater
win
show?
you over?
It's funny, isn't it?
The sense of
Personality.
humor.
Personality.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But for you, I would just say just be yourself.
Charming
yourself.
fellow.
No, I'm saying, what would you say to women out there that are listening right now? One line for any woman that's thinking about sending
help
him
me.
a. Okay, get out of here! All right, get out of here.
Oh, before I know we got to go to spots, but I have one
Please
I have
help me.
one question.
You're
Mike.
really getting a lot of help.
The
in
line
here,
was,
aren't
is the show over yet?
Yeah. I have a question. Are we still doing the show? Are you done?
you? With the headphones on. We'll come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. That's right, it's Omaricon 2013, live at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia, Saturday night, November 9th at 8 p.m. Get your tickets right now. They're going quick, and we'd love to see you there. We'll again be joined on stage by Mickey Coachella, a great stand-up comedian, and most recently of the 98 Rock Morning Show. He's an all-around funny dude. We're going to have a band on stage playing fantastic music, door prizes. Save that date and get your tickets today. Lots of surprises. November 9th at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia for Omaricon 2013. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com to get your tickets, or go to the State Theater website. They have tickets available for you there as well, and we look forward to seeing you there.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
The Democratic-controlled Senate is on a path towards defeating Tea Party attempts to dismantle President Barack Obama's health care law, despite an overnight talkathon on the chamber's floor by Senator Ted Cruz. We talked about that earlier. The freshman Cruz and other conservative Republicans were trying to delay a must-pass spending bill, but were virtually sure to lose a test vote on that legislation planned for later on today. Since Tuesday afternoon, Cruz, with occasional remarks by Senator Mike Lee of Utah and other GOP conservatives, has controlled the Senate floor and railed against Obamacare. By 9 a.m. on Wednesday, that's this morning, Cruz and his allies had spoken for more than 18 hours, the fourth longest Senate speech since precise record-keeping began in 1900.
If you want to see how to do a filibuster, rent Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
That's the definitive
That's
one.
the best one.
You don't understand.
When he talks like this,
Lost his voice.
I can't talk.
He's a lozenge.
Don't you understand?
That sounded like Clinton. Hopeful yet unyielding, President Barack Obama and the new Iranian President Hassan Rouhani both spoke. Is that Rouhani? Rouhani.
It's short for Ronald.
They both spoke up fervently for improved relations and a resumption of stalled nuclear talks Tuesday at the UN, but gave no ground in the long-held positions that have scuttled previous attempts to break the impasse. The leaders' separate appearances at the United Nations General Assembly came amid heightened speculation about a thaw in U.S.-Iranian relations following the election of Rouhani, a more moderate-sounding cleric. In fact, officials from both countries had quietly negotiated the possibility of a brief meeting between Obama and Rouhani, but U.S. officials said the Iranians told them Tuesday that an encounter would be too complicated, given uncertainty about how it would be received in Tehran.
Yeah, by
it's
the
a shame.
hardliners.
It's a shame it's not 1930 because a great DJ parody record would be Swanee by Al Jolson, but you could sing Rouhani.
Rouhani!
How I love ya! Any chance to mention Jolson.
Federal prosecutors have documented at least 350 instances of faulty background investigations done by private contractors and special agents for the U.S. Office of Personnel Management.
It almost seems like they're rushing through them just to get the money.
Yeah, it's
maybe it's just me.
A little scary, isn't it? Reuters calculated the total by reviewing court documents and press releases from prosecutors for 21 cases, resulting in convictions that involved the making of false statements from December of 2004. Incidentally, that's post 9/11 people.
Yeah.
To March 2012. So I think we can all probably understand that we got to tighten our ship a little bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Get on it.
Dr. Drew Prinsky says he's had his prostate removed. He had that done earlier this year after discovering he had cancer.
Really?
Yes. The host
Everybody.
of Dr. Drew on Call wrote Tuesday on the network site that he returned to work in 10 days after having a robotic prostatectomy in July. Pinsky says he's now cancer-free, and the only remnants from his surgery are 6 small scars on his torso.
Good for him.
You kind of look at a guy like that as being bulletproof, don't you?
No, I mean, God, it's like he's on the forefront of all things medical. If there's
Right.
anything that can be done to prevent it, obviously he would. And he makes it, you know what? I applaud him for coming out for removing the stigma of it and also showing that it can be cured relatively easy.
Did you have anything on Tech 411 this week about the Kindle Fire HDX?
No, we didn't.
Oh, yeah,
But we
they-
had a great episode.
Amazon is refreshing its lineup of tablet computers with the new devices called Kindle Fire HDX, which are significantly faster and lighter than the previous generation. The 7-inch and 8.9-inch versions also have sharper, more colorful displays than older models.
Beautiful.
And both have more pixels. I love pixels.
Do you have anything about the Mayday button?
No.
They showed this on the Today Show this morning. They all have something called the Mayday button. If you hit it, you get face-to-face, the equivalent of FaceTime, but it's not FaceTime, customer support. You hit it, and a window opens up, and it's, how can I help you? What's the problem?
Immediately?
Yes.
All right.
Pretty neat.
Well, they have more pixels than the iPad, so that's their big deal.
I'm going to hit the Mayday button and say, why doesn't iOS 7 work?
Wouldn't it be great if Facebook had that kind of button? Remember the report that rich people were hired they would hire disabled people to escort them around Disney World?
Oh, to get to the front of the line.
Remember
Yeah,
that story?
yeah. Mhm.
Apparently, it's been going on forever, but Disney was always afraid to address it or change their policies because, it looks really bad when you start making life harder on the handicapped.
Right.
That was their dilemma. But once the report came out that these rich people were hiring disabled people, Disney really didn't have a choice, so they've announced they're officially changing their policies.
Wow.
As of October 9th, there won't be a special pass for disabled people and their friends to skip the lines anymore.
Really?
It might sound harsh for me to say this, but I say touche.
Yeah.
The whole idea of
in your
doing
face.
this.
And you know what?
There are more wheelchairs at Disney.
Remember, it's not wheelchairs, it's scooters.
Rascal
They love
scooters.
the scooters, yeah.
Disabled people will get a pass, but it will work like a fast pass. They will get a time to report back to the ride where they can skip the line.
I think that is more than fair and a great solution.
And they can only get one of those passes at a time.
Good.
Also, the disabled person in your group has to ride the ride. That's the harsh part. I can't. You've got to ride it.
Get up here. We're paying you good money.
You have to ride. You have to ride the ride.
What's the name of Steve Martin in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
Ruprecht.
Ruprecht. Get on Space Mountain.
Ruprecht. Oh, he soiled himself.
Thank you.
Why is the cork on the fork?
Ruprecht, do you want me to get the genital cuff? Obviously, this does sound kind of harsh, but Disney had to do something because of all those wonderful, morally bankrupt people that have been abusing the disabled laws.
Good policy.
It wasn't just rich people abusing it either. If you requested a disability pass, Disney could not legally ask you why you needed one. So they basically have to give one to anyone who asked and let anyone skip the lines. I've been saying that since I've been down there. I said, these are perfectly healthy people on their fat rascal scooters.
And now obesity is a disability.
Yes,
Yeah, you're
exactly.
right.
So
Tell me about it.
I'm glad that people can't. And you know why it's going to work?
Why?
Because the people that are going to abuse this are inherently lazy.
Yep.
And they're not going to want to go back and go back and go back to get passes for each ride.
But they will still get turkey legs.
Yay! And now a little something, something. If you've ever used the old dead grandmother excuse to get out of something, don't worry. Here's someone who's a worse human being than you are.
Oh, good. Finally.
3 weeks ago, a guy called a grocery store outside of Norfolk, Virginia, and asked if he could return a bunch of Ensure that he didn't need anymore.
It's a protein shake, Oscar.
He explained that his elderly mother had just died, and he didn't have a receipt for it.
This is so sad.
So the manager took pity on him and said it would be okay as long as the cans of Ensure hadn't expired yet. Then that afternoon, the guy showed up and he got his refund. It wasn't until later that someone at the store checked the inventory and realized that they were now missing a bunch of Ensure. Then they checked the store's security footage and they realized what happens. It turns out the guy showed up without any cans, took a shopping cart down one of the aisles.
He didn't.
He filled it up and got a refund for a bunch of Ensure that he'd never actually purchased.
You know what that is? That's the old find the receipt in the parking lot scam.
Exactly.
And they did. You know what? That's why one of the reasons they mark your receipt at Costco.
Yep.
They give you the X through it, so you can't bring it back in. Yeah.
And the whole dead mother thing was just a bold-faced lie. My question is, was it worth the $19.97 that it cost?
What a douche.
Incidentally, that's our price at our Amazon page.
Oh, yeah. Available at Amazon.
16 bottles. Just did a little research. 8 ounces each.
Good man.
But you save more with a monthly subscription. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Meara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Meara Show. Speaking of Amazon, as we just were.
And we were.
It's time for Rob's Magic Audio Vault, brought to you by Amazon. Music lovers, we talk about it all the time. If you want vinyl like Rob Spiewak, a big vinyl craze going in the country.
It is really a huge resurgence.
And now the auto rip is that same procedure that Dr. Drew had, right?
No. This is quite different. What happened? And I actually used it this week. They finally released the soundtrack to the Muppet movie, the old Muppet movie on CD. It's been out of print for 20 years. So I got the CD, but while I'm waiting the 25 hours that it takes Amazon to ship it to me, right away in my iPod, in my Amazon Cloud, the album is there. I can rip it the moment I buy the album. I still get the CD, but I've got the MP3s in my computer instantaneously. And this is on almost every CD and much of the vinyl they sell. So while you buy it, you get the merchandise, but it's automatically in your computer.
Very cool.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And don't forget, it's the best place for all your office supplies as well. Today and every day, save money, support the show. Just click Amazon at MikeO'MearaShow.com and bookmark it, Buster. Let's open up the audio vault for today, Wednesday, September 25, 2013.
Sometimes I wonder if we share a little bit of brain matter, because we've been talking about classic impressions today, and we feature impressions in the audio vault today.
I had no idea where that came from. I think I saw some sort of clip about Ed Sullivan, and that's what motivated me to do
Loved
that.
it. But anyway, here's how Bono talks, the lead singer of U2. When he talks normally, this is his voice, okay?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a bit of an Irish wedding. Beautiful girls and beautiful frocks.
This was his induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Bathroom managers and clients again. Lawyers with bloody noses.
He's not an over-the-top. He's not like a Lucky Charms Irish accent, but there's a definite Irish accent there and a lower voice. But he's at the Clinton Initiative in New York City, and he is sitting in a room with a bunch of people, but also Bill Clinton. And he busts out his Bill Clinton impression. And, Mike, I want you to grade him because I think it's pretty good.
It's funny.
When I first met Bono, he walked into the Oval Office, and I thought it was a member of his own road crew.
Wow.
He wasn't really dressed right. Actually, I felt like the rock star on that occasion.
And here's the president.
I must be really easy to make fun of.
That's really awesome, and
is cool.
I love
I
the
wish I
fact.
could do that.
You know what? I guess Bono, the first president that was like that's friends with a rock star.
Yeah.
and that it just adds to
It's
its
cool,
cachet.
and
That's it.
it's the whole vibe on that thing was kind of cool.
I know.
That foundation, right?
Yeah. It's the Clinton Global Initiative, and they do great work.
Also
They really-
tragic what happened in Kenya where they had the couple.
Oh,
the-
my
the
God.
pregnant young
Yeah, when I
lady.
was watching,
and they went there on purpose because it was the safest.
Yeah.
when I was watching the former president interviewed by Letterman the other night, he really was touched because he had just recently had a photo op with those two and met those two, and he said that they were some of the best boots on the ground they had in Africa. Doing the good work for the people over
Selfless
there,
work.
leaving their country, their nice, safe, warm country where we go into shopping malls and get anything we want, and helping a third world country. Very, very sad that couple was killed.
Now, another impression. Now, this thing was all over the internet yesterday, and turns out it's a fake. What they did is they set it up, and it was a guy, and essentially he was a guy who would do impressions for money, or for food, rather. He was a homeless guy. And they had him on the side of the road, and they pulled up.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
But that was genuine.
That guy is that
no,
guy with the big
this is,
voice?
This is another
Jack
guy,
Daniels.
a professional voice actor. It turns out that they made up to look homeless,
Beef.
and he did. And you know what? It turns out this was a setup. He's a pro. I think somewhere deep down, AMC must be behind it because it's a Breaking Bad thing.
Speaking of impressions,
Yeah.
Since I've got this little cold, I might try another new one here.
Okay.
Samuel, what's his name? Who's the guy? Sam Elliott.
Okay.
In The Big Lebowski.
Okay. Excellent.
Right, here we go.
How you doing, dude?
Thank you.
Very good. I like it.
I'll have a sarsaparilla.
So when you watch this first, you're supposed to think this is just a homeless guy, but it's not a guy. He does Breaking Bad impressions, and why would a homeless guy have access to Breaking Bad?
Does he do Mike?
I want you to hear them, and I want you to grade them.
Okay.
And I think I'm soured on it because it's not really a homeless guy. It was released with under false pretenses.
Oh, that sucks that they did that.
How? You guys have been drug dealers this whole time?
I guess
and
this is
you
Walter
never
White.
thought to tell me?
The son.
Oh, the son.
So legit.
You know what? Jesse, what element am I using in this concoction? What element am I holding in my hand?
Not that great.
Man.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
That's not
So
good.
what, you guys know?
He'll
you
do
guys know
Jesse.
Mike?
He'll
Oh
do-
yeah, the old guy.
Now I can see a lot of possible outcomes to this scenario, and not a
He's
single
not
one of
good.
them.
No, he's not.
terrible.
Right?
I'll give you one more for that sandwich, all right?
Yo, Mr. White, he just wasted that guy over nothing, yo.
I knew
Yeah,
that
Mr.
would be
White.
his best because
Yes,
that's who he
right.
is.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so if you watch it, and you know what, it's still popping up on Facebook. It's a ruse. You're being played.
I would rather you could do all those guys.
Of course.
Yeah.
And just do them. Really do them.
Well,
So if it was your
but
impressionist
I
camp-
knew,
And I'll give you a sandwich.
This is just the way it is. Thank you. You know I like them. I knew that he would do Jesse because that's who the guy is.
Yeah.
You can tell that he does that.
So
Mr. White.
if he came out to the
Oh,
old
that character, I'm so immersed in that show right now.
if you came out to Merriweather Post Pavilion for one of your impressionist camp,
Right.
you would give Bono a thumbs up and that guy a thumb down.
Yeah, Bono a thumbs up, that guy a thumbs down, and especially because if you're going to do the montage of Breaking Bad,
Right.
and I haven't broken that out yet, I like to do the obscure ones,
Yeah.
like Mike Ehrmantraut,
Yeah.
because I haven't broken Walter White out yet because I have this cold, and
Yeah,
that
right.
does not allow me to do Walter White.
But you've been working on it.
No, I haven't, but I just thought I would now.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Good idea. Do you have any idea what Cher's first tattoo was?
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
Anyway, what?
I always thought this fascinating. Letterman asked Cher what her first tattoo was.
Mine was, what was mine?
No, this is bad. You don't know what your tattoo
No, because I have a few, but I think my first one was on my butt.
on your butt. And it said,
Hi, sailor.
You know what? She can be as plastic as can be. I would still do her. I love Cher.
And the thing is, I know she's high maintenance and she's a diva, but as a media personality,
the best.
There's a reason the country fell in love with her because she is perfect for the medium. She is just
unique.
She's so unique,
Yeah.
and she knows it, and she is so very smart. That's why she was able to, unfortunately, ditch Sonny.
Yeah.
That's why she was able to make the unbelievably difficult transition from pop star to amazing actress.
Yes.
And she is an elite actress. Make no mistake about that. You look at The Mask, and you look at Moonstruck, and you look at Silkwood, and you watch some of her performances. She's an elite actress, and that requires some smarts to be able to
still
do that
charting records. Dave asked her last night, he says, why haven't you put an album out in 12 years? She says, oh, yeah, that. I forgot. That's your Magic Audio Vault, everybody. Have a great Wednesday.
We got to get out of here. Don't forget the live show tickets are on sale. Make Oscar Santana happy. He is obsessing.
Can't get over it.
Over these live show tickets, and I get tired of hearing him every day harping on me. How many we sell today? How many we sell? I said, please, dude.
Yeah.
Calm down. We'll get there.
Yeah, I know. I wish you'd just relax.
God, you make me so nervous when you're in the room. I just want to get out.
Tense.
We got to leave. Anyway, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the show today. It was sure fun doing it for you.
Oh, stop it.
Our show today was brought to you by, hold on a second, it's right here.
Vistaprint.
Vistaprint. Thank you very much. For technical questions, call Ponyboy and send him a message on Facebook. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Please remember to grab your extended free trial of Hulu Plus, a special offer just for our listeners. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the Hulu Plus banner and start watching all of your favorite shows right now. Or you can go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Again, that's HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Or click the Hulu Plus banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You may go now.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.